Hello, and welcome to today's episode. The Bible is referred to as the living Word of God. It isn't a book that is meant simply to be read. It is a perspective-altering substance that is meant to be ingested and absorbed into you. And when it becomes a part of you, it changes you. And that is exactly what it is meant to do. A psalm is a spiritual song based on a profound, foundational insight that is expressed in the form of music, which is usually played on a harp. This is my own paraphrase of the Psalms. Now, there is an important difference between a paraphrase and a translation, and it is important to understand what that difference is. A translation takes a text word by word, and it finds the most accurate word in another language to convey the meaning of that original word. But sometimes getting the details right can come at the expense of the big picture. For example, the literal translation for a butt dial and the literal translation for a booty call could end up being exactly the same if they were both translated very literally into another language. But we all know that those are two very different ideas. A paraphrase, on the other hand, is attempting to capture the spirit of the idea that is being expressed. But both approaches come with their own disadvantages. Sometimes the most literal translation for each word, while technically accurate, loses something in its translation. For example, if you were to translate the phrase, "cat got your tongue," into another language, it would make no sense to them. Why would a cat grab your tongue? What are you even talking about? In order to convey the original idea, you would have to find out which saying is used in that other language to express the same concept. But it might not involve a cat, or even any animal at all. So the literal translation would not be a very accurate one. But in a case like the one that I just described, the idea is more important than sticking to a very literal translation that loses all of its intended meaning. However, because paraphrases are an individual's interpretation of the underlying idea, instead of a rigorous academic translation of the word, they are not as objectively accurate as a translation is. A paraphrase is a lot more subjective, and that makes it much more susceptible to interpretations that are way off the mark of the original text's intent. The focus of a translation is on detailed accuracy, and sometimes the broader picture is not conveyed very clearly as a result. The focus of a paraphrase is on painting that big picture, but it often loses the accuracy of the finer details. Both of these are useful as long as you understand which is which, and what the disadvantages to each approach are. And that is why I recommend using both an accurate translation like the New American Standard and a responsible paraphrase. Psalm 33, Part A, the first 12 verses. Sing out your songs of joy as you follow in the footsteps of the Most High. For your admiration is appropriate, and delight suits an earnest heart. So feel free to express your gratitude by incorporating melodies on the lyre as you make music to the Most High. Lift up your voices and join in the songs of celebration to him, singing in harmony with a 10-stringed harp. Skillfully perform your most complex music with enjoyment, and do not hold back as you joyfully belt out your new songs to him. You are right to revel in your ecstasy, For the word of the Most High is true, and it is solid. Everything that he has done is reliable and sound. For he loves the balanced scales of justice, and he has a passion for the things that are right and come together by design. The earth absolutely overflows with evidence of the spontaneous love and unmerited mercy of the Most High. For it was the word of the Most High that created the sky and the heavens. And every wonder that they contain was born from the desire that he breathed into reality with his mouth. He actively gathers up the waters of the sea into a container, and he deposits the ocean's depths into reservoirs. So let all the earth revere the Most High. Let everything that inhabits this world stand in awe of him. For he spoke and it was done. It simply appeared. The moment that he commanded it to exist, there it stood in solid form. So it is not surprising that the most sophisticated strategies of entire nations all unravel before the Most High. He simply foils the plans of mankind, for they are mere mortals. But the wise counsel of the Most High stands up in every era. The plan of his heart continues to be inherited by every generation. It endures through every age because it is universally sound in any given time. So how fortunate is the nation whose God is the Most High? How happy are the people who he chooses to claim as the treasured share of humanity that he wants for his very own. I pray that whatever voice God might choose to give me in this world, he would also give me the words that I should use it for. These words have meaning for me, and if they had some meaning for you as well, then I am truly grateful that we have both been given a gift from above and from each other. Have a good day out there, my friends.